Oh,
Bump, bump. Chicka, chicka. Welcome back, everybody, to the Trust No One podcast. Today we're covering Survivor 49, Episode 1. And this is probably the least anticipated season of Survivor ever because no one can think of anything except for season 50.
Right,
But
50's right around the corner. Screw 49.
yeah, we're going to give them a fair shot here, even though I don't know anybody's name yet, except for Jake and Alex, the bromance.
I know the Rizzo kid because he's a cheater.
Oh, yeah. I did like
Rizzo the
I
Rat
like
is my nickname.
honestly, that's on that guy for not tearing up his puzzle. Like
That is on him for not being smart enough to
We'll
not
get
allow
there.
the other guy to cheat.
We'll get
yeah,
there.
it wasn't in the
Jason
rules,
was
so
the fun
technically he
one.
didn't cheat. He just
Yep.
took advantage of a situation. And man, worst
you're
puzzler
Survivor.
ever.
He might be the worst puzzle. He might be the worst puzzle doer on Survivor history.
Yeah,
And he still won that. He still won it. Sorry.
true. Alex also might be the worst digger on Survivor history. They even had it laid out like it's between these two logs somewhere. You just gotta find it, and he still. So we've got three tribes. Blue tribe is Kele, yellow tribe is Hina, and red tribe is Uli. I'm not going to bother listing a bunch of names that we're not going to remember. Let's just try our best as we go.
As they got off the boats, I really enjoyed Jeff's motivational speech this year.
Yeah, that was a strong speech from him. He said, make it your own. Don't play like someone else. Play like you. That's what this game is about.
Yeah.
I agree with it too. You know, I like it. I mean, to be honest, all I wrote down about it was Jeff gives his usual inspirational speech.
Yeah, it was a great motivational speech. Really good. Really, really enjoyed it. Nothing really stood out, to me, but, it was, I was like, hey, let's go. Survivor. I'm ready.
I do like that he did, a callback to, favorites and, the more popular ones, kind of hinting at season 50. It's probably going to be, a big return. I think we're all going to season 50 is going to be a big returning of the champions and type feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like he hinted a lot about that in this intro.
Yeah.
I think
there spots open still there? Is in 50? Is there?
Two of these cast members are going to be on.
That's
It's an
what I
addition.
was wondering. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that.
This
They're just not gonna
season's
tell us
an
who it is.
audition for that season, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think give it a few episodes, and then we should all make our guess of who it's going to be.
Of the comeback players.
Yeah. There's only two of
All
them.
right, give us when every tribe has at least one person off.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Only thing I really have out of the intro here is that Jason was an alternate until the last second. Jake's Canadian, and Sage had to pee a few times off the back of the boat and showed everyone her butt.
Yep.
I love
Yep, she's mooned them all.
Is Sage the pooper?
Yes.
That
He's the
girl.
one that likes poop.
I'm going to love her all season. I feel
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
girl would
Just
get
her
me
face.
That girl would get me in so much trouble on Survivor because we would just be making poop jokes all the time. They'd be like, "Sean, you have to stop."
Literally, her facial expression when Jeff spoke to her, very Jim Carrey, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yep, I could hang out with her. I could hang around a fire or chill, we
Yeah.
could smoke a blunt.
She's just she reminds me a little of Carolyn. She's just
Yes.
authentically herself.
Yes.
But even when she said, she was like,
Yes.
"I'm sorry for mooning everybody, even though it was a half moon. I've got my mom's hips." Like, what a character.
She's funny.
Solid.
We
Yeah.
like funny.
So the initial challenge to get your flint here was a 3-tribe challenge, and they broke it down into pairs in the tribes. So the first pair had to run into the jungle, grab some big boxes, and bring them back. The next pair had to swim out to a boat, unhook it from an anchor, and then bring the boat back, which had a bunch more blocks in it. And then 2 more tribe members had to build a puzzle with these crates, a block puzzle. And finally, the last one other tribe member had to untie a mallet and then ring a gong to win. Pretty fun challenge. I like a little bit of we're each going to pick something that has to do with our strengths and try it out. So if somebody's not a good swimmer, okay, you're not doing the swimming portion. So it's a good way for tribe members to get to know each other's strengths in a competition format.
Yeah.
It also had a good amount of teamwork in there. You saw at the beginning, Jake went straight into beast mode and blasted through everyone, but then totally ditched his partner. So his group actually ended up finishing last.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Now, ditched his partner, did
But he
try to
did
run
go
back
back,
and be
right?
like,
Yeah.
okay, like let
At
me
the
try.
very end.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's like, had they figured out something else, they could have had both blocks. But also, like, did anyone else notice that when Jeff's like, all right, I'm drawing this line in the sand, Hina was right next to the line. Like, when they got back to their stuff where they were racing from, Kella had to go much further to get
Really?
their stuff back. But yeah, like, if you go back and watch from where they were placed in the jungle to where they had to end up with their stuff, Hina was right next to it. Then it was Uli, then Kella, and it went like away
Oh,
from them.
that's
They
not
had to go
fair.
further out. So like I'm seeing Jeff do like, all right, I'm drawing a line in the sand. This is fair to everybody. It really wasn't if you're thinking about where they all had to start and where they had to finish. Had he wanted to do it fair, draw a line at Hina's stuff, Kella is running from there. Uli
Right.
runs from their spot. Hina runs from where Kella would have to end. So
Yeah.
like or figure something else out or like where you're positioning the end game, have it so that it is even.
Yeah.
So that was my beginning gripe with that. I saw that and I was like, okay.
I didn't
Yeah, I
even.
totally blew
I
by
didn't
that.
for that.
What I kind of know, like, I might be misremembering this, but I don't remember it very often happening where they have to like do some setup after the challenge has already started. Like, usually they have like a ribbon down or something. It just felt really disorganized. Like, it's season 49. You didn't have your shit together and get like the line in the sand before the match. Like, nobody thought of that ahead of time.
Right. Because
Right.
that's usually literally, like you said, like a ribbon. It's like a large bandana or like a
Yeah.
A
tablecloth
rope,
that they just
a
put
big
down.
rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big
But this
rope.
was
Right.
just Jeff just dragging his ankle in the sand. I'm like,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a good point. It is season 49. Like you've got a whole team that tests this stuff out, and you're not noticing this until like they try out. They have like people on island that try all this stuff out ahead of time. Yet no one thought about it logistically of like how this
Or
is
they
going to go in
forgot
the
to do
competition
it.
format.
Whoever set up
Yeah,
just
like,
didn't set it
somebody
up
forgot
and was
yeah.
there like, where is that thing? Whoever was supposed to draw the lines didn't draw the lines.
It could have also been that they had to switch challenges last minute for one reason or another.
Yeah,
Right.
because Jason was an alternate. Maybe they had to finagle what the challenge would have been due to size of people or
I can't
whatever.
believe the reason why the people got ejected from the game pre-game. I just can't. I
What is
can't.
it?
It's.
I wasn't. I remember. I forget what the story is. Sean, do you remember? It was something.
I read it. I read it recent, like yesterday, like in preparation for the show, and Jeff literally warned them personally to stop after they were warned. They were given multiple warnings to stop talking, and they didn't.
When
Oh,
you say
that's right.
talking, like they were just telling what was happening, like secrets about what was
They
going
were
to come.
they're like it's okay for you and I to make eye contact and like gestures, but we can't talk.
When?
Like
When you're coming
pre-game,
to
Pre-game.
the
pre-game at the Ponderosa.
Okay.
You're like, hey, like you can't say anything to these people, anybody. You can't say a word. And they kept saying talking. And so Jeff was told there was a problem. Jeff said, tell them that there's a problem. They were told it's a problem, and then they kept doing it. And then Jeff came in, he's like, guys, this is a real problem. You better stop. And then they kept doing it.
Oh my god. So this was like a high school situation. Like the teachers told you to
This
stop
ain't
doing it.
PhD.
Now she's
They
moved
can't
your
stop
seats.
talking.
She's moved your seats. Now she's sending one of you to the principal and the other one's going right after. But all right, well now you guys are gonna get detention, and that means kicked off Survivor. Wow, what a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, a bunch of losers. Come on, you can't even just shut the fuck up.
And it just reminds me of Brad's rule number one.
Shut
Be
the
moneyed
fuck
rule
up.
number one.
And two.
Especially
two.
pre-game at the
Happened to me.
Ponderosa.
I'd be the loser
Yeah,
that
Mitch,
got
that
kicked
would be
off
you.
because I didn't shut the fuck up. Oops.
And one of us would get kicked off because we'd be going, shut the fuck up.
Like, how long are you at the Ponderosa not talking? Because I don't think I could do longer than 48 hours of like just not saying a word to
No,
somebody.
you're there for a while. You're allowed to say things to your handlers. You can't talk to the other contestants.
Yeah.
So
Okay, then I'd
there's
be
other
fine.
people
All right,
there.
all right. You
can
you
talk
have
to.
somebody you could talk to. All right, I feel
Yeah.
like I can
Gotcha.
handle that.
Yeah, you have
okay.
a person that like brings you places.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Like, hey, I want to go out and get some food.
Okay. Yeah, as long as I had somebody to talk to.
You're my buddy for the next week.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're like
while
your
look
production assistant that's assigned to
Gotcha.
you.
while
Or that's
looking
how
for
they do it
this
on other reality
information.
shows and everything.
It seems
Anyway, we
So-
got to get back to the episode.
yes.
The
Okay.
competition was for a machete, a pot, and a flint, and this was kind of an even match, except for Blue got behind a little bit because of Steve kind
Annie.
of running off and abandoning his partner, whose name I'm blanking on. Kelly?
He did run back
Annie.
though. He did go back for her.
Annie.
That was Annie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's my thing, though, real quick. This was Jeff explained what you had to do. Maybe Annie should have waited for the puzzle because Annie doesn't look very buff,
Strong.
and that's a far way to have to go.
True.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't a good pick for her to do that.
No, but who knows if she's a puzzle person or not. But I don't know. Jake's the big guy. He could have probably carried both of those crates.
Yeah. Well, there might have been a rule against that. That like
Yeah.
you had
True.
to, each person had to carry
Or
one.
they could have stacked them and just like crab walked it.
I
Just
think
brought
that would
them
have been
both back.
slower to move, though.
Yeah.
That would have been the move, Fink. That would have been the move.
When you
Yeah,
say
I don't-
crab walk, you're what you're saying
Or
like
like
walking
not even
Like we're
crab
like we're
walking, we
carrying
each
a
have
heavy
it on
piece
its
of
side,
furniture together.
and we're like either
carrying both
someone's
of them
going
together.
backwards or you're both going sideways, and you're just kind of and you go as far as you can, and then when you can't go anymore, you kind of toss it, and then you
Yeah.
take
I
5
don't know if
seconds.
she could have
stack
handled
it
all that
again.
though.
And the boxes didn't seem that heavy either.
No.
Right, they just seemed
Yeah.
awkward, large,
Yeah,
Okay.
they just
Yeah.
seemed-
just like hard
Yeah.
to
They-
get a good grip.
I guarantee you they weighed at least 45 pounds.
Right, but 45 pounds is not that terrible. But when it's in an awkward shape,
Yeah.
a 45 pounds is a 2-year-old. You know, like Annie
Yeah.
looks like a grandma. She also looks like she works out. She does look like she does some kind of strength. So it was the size of it that
Yeah, it
she
was the
was
shape,
not a
but
good
yeah.
choice.
Listen, at the end of the day, none of it really mattered. Just with how quickly Hina solved that puzzle, nobody had a chance at anything.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. Is when it came down to it, that puzzle was they
Was
just
it
tore
Jason
right
who
through
just
it.
took charge and was like, "I got this."
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said, "Let's stage it and put it up."
Yeah, he
Let's
just
go.
captained the whole thing and just blasted through everybody.
yeah.
And
Which
then
sent
what was it?
Hina.
MC.
So Hina's yellow, so they
Yes.
got their stuff, and that sent Blue and Red to each pick a member that had to go compete 1v1 for the other set of supplies. So the Blue tribe picked Alex, and the Red tribe picked Rizzo. I'm getting
And
those
you
names
do
right. I
hear
think.
him,
Yeah, you did. You got
Rizzo
it
the
right.
You
rat,
did,
make
you
the
did.
comment of,
Riz
if
guy.
it's a puzzle, we're cooked. And for,
Yes, that's right.
for like, now I didn't have to look this up because I'm fortunate enough to have nieces and nephews that are of this age, but they have taught me that if you're cooking, that's good. But if you're cooked, that's
Well, I
bad.
just assumed Cook was bad. Cook sounds bad to me.
It's done. Like, stick a fork
Right.
in it.
Yep. It's not gonna go well.
Sorry.
Are we getting into the redemption now?
Well, I think we.
This is kind of
would roll
where they
into
break
camp
off
life.
into separate tribes, and yeah, a lot of camp life back and forth. So some things we learned about the yellow tribe. We've got Steven, whose hearing
Discount
impaired.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, discount Ryan Reynolds. I like Steven. I also like
Yeah.
that he made friends with the older dude whose name Nate. Yeah.
Matt.
Matt.
Oh no, not
No,
Nate.
Matt, you're right. Matt.
That's the one. Matt's the one in the dreadlocks.
Yeah, he's the older guy. Nate
Yeah.
is the bald guy with Uli.
By the way,
Yeah.
Nate did. This happened later on in the episode, but I'll bring it back since we're talking about. But Nate mentioned that like he was 47, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you're the old man of the group," and that hurt a little inside.
Right. Right.
I was like, I'm not that far away from that. That's bullshit. He's not the
Uh-huh.
old man.
Yep.
But then it also made me thinking, looking at this group as a whole, this is also a pretty young Survivor group.
Mhm.
Not a lot. Like when you're 47 and you're one of the oldest members on your tribe, that's a young group of kids on Survivor.
Yeah.
Right.
Not
I
only just on the tribe, but in the whole cast. I think he's like.
Yeah, that's
the
what I
third.
meant. Sorry, the whole cast. The whole cast is young.
I'm very surprised that there's like one really big, physically strong person, and everybody else is just very normal.
Pretty average. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well-
even like Jake is huge, and even his bro Alex. You look at Alex,
He's
and like,
not that big.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like kind of in shape. He's big, but he's not like jacked or
Right.
anything like that. I don't see.
I feel
way.
like this season, if like Jake were to just be eliminated next, it's anybody's game physically in the challenges.
Yeah.
Week to week, anybody could win. There's gonna there's gonna be a lot of really good behind not challenge drama this season. Like a lot of backstabbing this year. Like because
Oh,
Jeff told him to go play and make it your own game. So they're gonna do it. They're gonna and people are talking about pulling triggers and already on day one, and I love it.
I made a note later on in my notes that everyone this season has come to play. They
Mhm.
are all that no one's trying to be buddy buddy. They're all like, yeah, I'm gonna be your friend, but I'm also gonna have to vote you out at some point because it can only be me. And
Mhm.
that's so nice because it's like, cool. Everybody understands that it's a game. We're gonna see a lot of gameplay right away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I feel like they all got signed onto this cast because they're all of that mentality. Think.
Yeah, because last year was so slow.
Well, I
Oh
thought
my
last year
God.
started strong and then slowed way down, which is
Mhm.
Yeah,
usually the
because they got
opposite of
out.
Survivor.
Right.
Early game like this episode, I thought this was a very slow episode, the most boring tribal I've ever seen. I did like some of this early game stuff, especially with the blue camp,
Yeah.
seeing how they were playing. Like Sophie, she went around and made friendly with everybody. She started with Nicole and then went over to Jake.
I like how
And then
I like the little montage there where it was just Sophie talking to everyone individually. And she was like, "You're my number one," and then it was another person queuing up. I was like, "You're my number one. We're going to the end." And it was like a third person. It was like, "You and me, buddy. It's just us."
Moving till the end.
Sophie and Jake are Canadian
Jake
and
Yeah.
extremely likable.
or Jeremiah and Jake are Canadian.
Okay.
Jeremiah's.
Jeremiah's voice, the first time I heard it, I was actually in the kitchen. I was getting something to drink, and I thought it was one of the girls until his next interview. And as a gay, I feel bad, but also like it's very feminine.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
I like at the same time, I don't think he's very effeminate, but I don't think he's, at least not yet, hasn't put on any airs of being like, I don't know, like uber queer. Like he's not like trying to
True.
be like he's not trying to be a twink, but he's just being himself.
Right, yeah, oh, 100%. Agreed. I will say that when Sophie talked to Jake, Jake immediately was like, well, I haven't even spoken to Alex yet, but we have a bromance.
He did.
Weird.
Yeah,
Like-
forced bromance.
Light.
Yeah, and I even text Brad and I was like, because we had the cotton moments, and I was like, it might be early to say, but maybe Jake getting all buddy buddy with Alex is a good, let's see how that works out for him, Cotton.
I
Mhm.
think it's not going to work out well for Alex, honestly. Because I think if push comes to shove, people are going to be like, we got to break these two up. And we're not going to lose Jake because he's helping us out too much in the challenges and around the camp. But we can't have them together, so they're going to get Alex kicked off.
See, I think Alex was smart though because he insulated himself a little bit and he went and made friends with Annie because
That's
he
true.
liked her and he walked back into camp. We'll talk about his 1v1 in a second. But after he came back, he walked into being offered into an alliance by Sophie and Jake.
Right.
And obviously you take that if you're in his situation, but then he didn't just leave it there. Then he went and made friends with somebody outside of those numbers as
is
well.
true.
So now he's kind of insulated all over the place, even though,
Yeah.
as we saw later, Sophie tends to get a little jealous of him. But
Yeah.
first, we've got our 1v1 comp with Rizzo versus Alex getting up to that moment.
Yes.
Fink, you said you had this challenge written down, right?
Yeah, so the challenge for the guys was they first had to race to get 10 coconuts with their emblem on it, one at a time. They would then rip open the coconuts and complete a puzzle. Puzzle would then lead them to where it was a treasure map, which would lead them to where their ship's wheel was. They had to dig it up, attach it to the flagpole, and raise the flag.
Seems
Alex?
easy enough.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how we feel. Like I kind of liked the old redemption challenges where it was just like a drag this log across the beach for 40 miles and then drag it back. And you don't get any water either. And there's going to be little gremlins stabbing you in your toes. Like those are the challenges I want. Not this one where it's like it's a 1v1. Whoever wins, we'll give stuff to. Like, because then you end
Yeah,
up with
I want to
stuff
see
like
someone put in some work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like the endurance challenge for this early part of the game, even though it sucks. It's got to be just one or two people. I think they've done that in the
Yeah.
past, like where it could
Yeah,
be
the
one or two
holy
of you are gonna
bucket,
do
and
this.
you gotta fill it.
Oh, that was
and
brutal.
Fill it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Walk.
That holy
what was
bucket.
that,
I
200
would have to make that
yards. Oh my
But
god!
this one, it felt just like a run up and down beach a couple of times, and like Riz is getting gassed out, and I'm like, really? Like, I'm
Yeah, this
looking at
one
it. It
wasn't
doesn't
that
look like
tough
more than a
compared to
couple hundred
others.
feet. What was that, Brad?
I said this one wasn't that tough compared to other ones that have been in this
Yeah.
No.
show. Like,
I will
but
say I did nickname Rizzo the Rat because
That's a good
I am a
name.
fan of Rizzo the Rat in the Muppets. I am. He is a hustler, but he is a little shit.
Yeah. Like,
that is a good nickname for him.
I like Rizzo, like on one side, but like on the other side, I feel like I need to know more about him before I can put any judgment on him.
Right.
But I'm not feeling him right now, especially after that redemption challenge and how he just beefed it like on so many levels, from screwing up on finding the coconut to not opening up that 10th coconut, to, like not realizing it.
And then,
And then-
doing so terribly, you literally have to go piece for piece.
Yeah, like just lining it up on top of each other. Like, how bad is your like? I can get it when you're like day 14, 15 and you're starving and like you're like, but this is day 1. You have a full bounty.
Right.
And this is
You
a
just
puzzle a
left the
child
hotel.
could do. This is
It's
not a
right.
difficult
It was a
puzzle.
jigsaw.
Well, when
puzzle,
you're
right?
missing
Yeah.
a piece, you know,
Sure,
Well,
Edith.
it should be pretty obvious then that you're missing a piece.
you would think. Maybe he took a bunch of gummies before he went.
Ah.
So he's
Rizzo's
like,
been
oh
stoned for
shit,
2
they
weeks.
just kicked in. No.
Why
He
did
found
I
some of that Ponderosa
volunteer?
gold.
Ponderosa gummies finally kicked in.
Oh my god.
You know,
Not
was
now.
Alex
Way
and
to drop the ball, Alex.
Like,
Oh, that
did
was
he
your-
just not dig deep enough, or was he digging in the wrong spot? I couldn't.
No, he didn't dig
I
deep
think a little bit
enough.
of both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. He kept
'Cause-
burying his progress.
If he would have dug a little deeper, I feel that ship's wheel was big enough to cover enough span. And if you're ripping into that and like getting your body in there, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah. I feel like he just
Yeah.
got through like a thick part of the sand or the soil and was like, "Nope, I can't go any deeper." And like, he just was like, "I'll try
It was
more."
right there. He was like within he was within an inch and a half.
Yeah.
And he just was he just moved to another spot. And I was like, "Oh, buddy,
Listen,
Mm.
people will tell you an inch and a half makes a difference.
it makes a world of
Yeah,
difference."
coming from you, I don't believe that.
Right.
You have no say in this.
But
0 inches
So-
is good enough for you. So yeah.
we're back at Red Tribe after this. And
Wait,
for
can we
one of
just
my favorite parts of the episode.
Because I just had one comment on Rizzo at the end, like
Yeah.
in his interview when he was like finished with the challenge, and he was like, "I'm so proud of myself." I'm like, I was like, why? Why are you proud of yourself? You screwed up everything, and you lucked your way into that ending. Why are you proud of yourself?
For
Sorry, I
not
just had
giving
to
up.
get- Yeah.
Rizzo the rat.
Sorry, I just had to get that
Hustling
one
piece
comment
of
in there.
shit.
So on to somebody from the Red Tribe that we like, Sage and her aqua dumps.
Aqua dumps.
Little aqua dump section.
Listen, I would be stoked for my first two. Like, if they say it's the cleanest way to do it out there, I would be stoked.
I can't wait for my first aqua dump on Survivor as well. One day.
I wonder if they did it like holding hands.
Oh, that's too
Let's all
much.
poop together.
We all
That's not my
all poop together.
I'm playing battle shits.
See, and this is how I get voted off of Survivor first.
So I think Rizzo comes in and talks about how his family went through struggles. I don't think it really bought him any favors, though.
No. It was he laid it on too thick.
Yeah, too early. You know,
Too early.
Yeah, you should be getting to know them at this
Yeah.
point. Come in and ask questions about people, not come in and talk about yourself.
Yeah, he was like
You've
already
been
trying
gone
to
all day.
playing it up to the
Right.
jury at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Right.
like, hey, it's not. We got a camp to build. No one's got time
Yeah.
for your pity party.
Cry in
We
the
all got shit
walk-in.
going on. Yeah, cry in the walk.
Crying the walk-in.
Cry in the walk-in. Cry during your aqua dump.
You can also
Yeah.
scream in there. It's soundproof.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Jake for a second now that we've got Sage in? Because I have so many comments on this guy. Like, one, he left his pregnant wife, like, missing the birth of his child. That, like, is a rough decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
like,
tough.
And his dad's dying?
Is
No,
his
his dad is going blind.
Going blind.
So
My
so
goodness,
he's
yeah.
like, I want the last moments that he can see to see me on Survivor, because we've watched Survivor all our life. And
So-
he's
Oh.
he was the Australian Chippendale.
Yeah, I like how he has those serious moments where, like, you know, he's like talking about his pregnant wife and his blind dad, and then he just totally just takes somebody's shoe and throws it just to be a dick, and I was like,
On the
yeah,
first day,
total agent of chaos. I fucking love that.
like on the first day though,
Just
like
grab she was like,
That's very Rupert of him. Like,
Yeah.
Russell
Love it.
Hands.
yeah.
And it's
Do I
but it's,
agree with the move? No, it's way too risky. If you get caught, that could be an easy vote out.
I don't
Yes,
think it's
that's
malicious.
such an easy vote out on the
exactly.
first vote.
It's like it's chaotic good. It's creating
Yeah.
a laugh. It's creating like a who the fuck is doing this? Am I going crazy?
I really hope it continues into next week's episode and he does it again to somebody else and just if that
Doesn't he
becomes a
do it at
pattern.
the end of the episode again?
What's that?
I
I
think he
thought at
takes
the end of
someone
the
else's
episode
shoe.
he does
Did
it.
he?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
On next
And he
next
calls
week
himself
on
the Shoe
Survivor.
Bandit.
Yes. I hope he makes it to merge just to steal someone else's shoe.
Yeah.
Like someone that's not on his OG tribe.
I hope
What
he
if he
figures out a
goes
way to
the
steal
whole
somebody's
season
shoe
to
during
the
a
final
competition.
five?
That'd be
What if he
great.
goes the whole? I'm sorry, B Money. What if he goes the whole season to the final five and nobody catches him as the shoe bandit?
If he makes it to final 3, that'll be the perfect jury story.
Yeah.
Guys, I must confess, I was the shoe bandit the whole time.
Right. Like it was always me. Like
It was
that
always
like
me.
what a story. I know it's episode 1 and we're talking about final.
I've been the
but-
villain the whole time.
Right.
I do like when
Right.
Nicole was looking for her shoe. Somebody was like, "Well, what does it look like?" And she was like, "It looks like this one, okay? It's just the right."
If this one had an evil twin, it
Yeah.
would look the same.
That was a great comment. I just
Oh my god.
So
All right.
over on Hina, we've got Matt with the dreads who's feeling kind of old and left out. But I like Matt too. And I
Yeah.
agree that he showed his value I think in a very clever way of the way the way he did it was I thought was clever. He most of the time this type of person, right, when they come on and they know a bunch of stuff, they get bossy and they start telling other people what to do. He waited for someone to come to him and ask. And
That's smart. Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was smart. I mean, even though he wants to, right? You can tell it's driving him nuts. But the smart survivor move is to shut the fuck up and let people make their own mistakes.
Mhm.
And then when they need help, they'll ask for it. So
Exactly.
he didn't act pissy about it. He just waited. And I thought that was
First
well
strike,
played.
man. First strike.
I kind of hope him and Gabe, right? 47-year-old guy from the Red Tribe?
Nate.
Nate. Sorry, Nate. Not Gabe. Yeah. I hope they both make the merge so they can be friends.
Yeah.
The two old guys.
I think it is kind of cool that Nate's a producer for Marvel. I thought that was kind of badass.
Yeah,
right?
Spider-Man 2, he was a PA for it.
Yeah.
But-
No, he
And
was-
then he also does Captain
Black
America
Panther?
and Black Panther.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
actually
But
produced
he
for
didn't
those.
tell them. Yeah.
Yeah. He's made some buku bucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's a stay-at-home dad right now.
Well, yeah, but not
Well,
only
right
that,
now
like
he's on the island.
playing
Well, yeah.
survivors is literally like he doesn't he's like one of the handful of people that play the game that literally doesn't need the money, that just wants to
Yeah.
play it. Some of them are dangerous and some of them are not.
What I don't get is I think it was Nate who was trying to be like secretive about his job and not letting on too much about it, right? But like, then there are other people like Savannah who's like a reporter and doesn't want people. I was like, what is with this trend of Survivor players not wanting other players to know what they do for a living? I was like, if you're a lawyer, I kind of get that, but
Right.
like you're a reporter, why do people care? Like that you're like just
Right.
be honest.
She thinks that
Why?
it will find her too eloquent to like
It does
she
make you a
has
good
that-
makes you a threat at Final Tribal, but until
exactly.
then,
Her
Yeah.
cadence is very good.
yeah. But that's a long ways out. Nobody's thinking about how well you're going to speak at a Final Tribals.
Yeah.
I mean,
no
Jake's
need to
thinking
lie,
about
I agree.
Final 3 with his bromance and Sophie, but I digress.
What
I do
I
like
just-
Savannah though.
Really? I don't.
No,
I'm on the total opposite field where I hate that.
See,
I think
Shannon,
Savannah's
Shannon, I'm not a fan of. I
Is it
think
Shannon?
she's a little fake. She's
Yeah, the holistic girl.
Yeah, there's something about
much.
her
Too much.
that I'm not.
I kind of feel that way about Savannah, where I feel like Savannah is playing the game too hard, and she's like not trustworthy of anybody, but is also gonna lie to your face. Like she kind of has that personality where
Mhm.
she lies to everybody for no reason, and then also doesn't trust people. I was like, maybe
Well, you
just
can't
look at-
trust people when you're lying.
Yeah,
See,
So-
I think that's going to go do her good in this game. I think she gets a good read on people.
maybe.
Jawan, because I felt very similar about her when I saw Jawan have a freak out over not being able to start a fire. To be like, whoa, if he's bugging out over something so little, like, is this really somebody I want to tie myself to, or do I want to work with Nate, who seems to have his shit together?
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah.
on the flip side, I feel like that lacked empathy on Savannah's part, thinking about somebody that's in a struggle, and was like, yeah, I could see that being frustrating. I mean, never making fire before, or I'm sorry, how he practiced and thought he was so good, and then kind of got into a situation where he got a little
Now he's
nervous.
there and he's got the yips.
He got the yips, and she's taking
Yeah.
a look at that. Like, I can't work with you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. As a human, yes, I don't much agree with that. But as a Survivor fan, you have no time for empathy. Everybody gives you a little bit to work with, and not being able to control your emotions. You know, if you see somebody doing that, that is going to be a red flag to you. You can be like, oh,
I
no one else
think
is
it's a
freaking
red
out
flag.
over
Like
stuff.
they can't. Yeah, they're not going to be like if someone does them wrong, puts their name down, but then we have to work with them later. They're gonna be so emotional about it because they were so pissed off, and then it's gonna fuck up my game. So
Nah.
But I mean, we will see. She definitely is a little rough around the edges. I saw her referred to online as like people were being like, "Oh, she's like a young Parvati." I wouldn't go that far.
yeah, no.
I'd have to see a lot more of how she actually
Right. It's
plays the
been
game.
one episode.
Yeah, and
that,
she hasn't actually had to have any stress on her because
yeah. And Parvati, I
We'll
felt like
see.
was always very likable. Like she just always had everybody smiling. Like, and I don't feel that way from Savannah. Like, not very charismatic in that way. Like, as
no,
far as,
she's I don't know. Parvati was good at being calculating later in the game. In her early game, she's a social butterfly,
yeah, that.
and she's pulling in people she knows she can work with and she knows she can manipulate. I really think that Savannah's more just trying to see, okay, let me make sure I'm good with everyone so no one's looking my way.
Yeah, fair point.
So, on to the challenge here, our first immunity challenge and reward for a Survivor Toolkit. I'm over these big snake challenges.
Yeah, not a fan of them.
It's just every season now. I feel like there's a giant snake, and I'm like, what's going on?
Oh well, they definitely reuse.
Well-
set pieces, but like
well-
when your art director puts $600 or $250,000 into a set piece, you're gonna want to get your money's worth out of it and reuse it.
Those are
Alright,
some
fair enough.
expensive
Reuse a
snakes.
lot of set pieces.
Is basically what happened.
But these were brand new snakes. They're smaller snakes. I'm like,
Right.
pick a different animal or something. I want to see them coming through like
Like, give
holding
it
a
an
giant
iguana.
rhinoceros over there.
That'd be dope.
Something that's like a little bit harder to
hippo.
get through, like even an iguana where it has the arms getting stuck on the ropes.
Oh yeah,
and,
an
like,
iguana.
the spikes, something.
Nope, 40-foot tall Jeff Probst. That's what I want to see.
An eel, yeah, 40-foot Probst. Oh my god.
Just
So
carry
pretty
this
much
thing
this
in my
challenge.
lip.
Does anybody have a recap of it? I believe it was you just had to run through the obstacle course, go into the jungle, find a snake, bring the snake back through the obstacle course, and put it on your thing. Right? That was it.
And then you had to guide a ball with three
Right,
people
right.
holding
Down
the
this.
ropes on the snake path.
Mm-hmm.
But I did so Hina was going strong, and then Jake and Annie came out strong. Uli was in last, and then when Nicole and Jeremiah went out, on the second shot that they showed of them, it looked as though there were knots at the top and knots at the bottom.
Mhm.
And it looks as though Nicole was just looking up the whole time, not doing her set of knots. So when Jeremiah goes to throw the snake, they're like, oh, shit, we still have all these knots. So now you have 200 pounds of snake sitting on knots. So,
No.
listen.
I hate when my snake is on my nuts. I get it.
Yeah, it's tying up your knots. Nicole, I think, for me personally, I was a little excited to see someone like Nicole that was on the show this season because she is a bigger person like myself. And I was like, bet. Maybe I could do this. And then to see her make these little mistakes or these, I'm not saying I'm a puzzle person, but then, these other mistakes, it's like, bitch, you're fucking this up for the big girls. And everybody's going to look at us like, oh, they're weak. They're not athletic. No, we can be. We can have endurance like a mother effer. She just wasn't using her brain, the lump 3 feet above her ass.
Yeah, not having focus during a challenge. And, as a viewer, I try to have empathy towards things like that. Like in the heat of the moment with your adrenaline going, it is easy to make mistakes. Even
Hell
trying
yeah.
to give Rizzo a little bit, like dropping a coconut, like that. I guess that could happen to anybody. I would count my stuff before I started cracking them, but
Yeah, count your
Yeah.
nuts.
not being careful can cost you. And one,
Yeah, I'd be the
if
one that did
Jeremiah's
all
up
those
there and he's
mistakes.
untying these knots, you shouldn't just be at the bottom staring anyway. You get your ass up there and help.
Staring.
Book him.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I think it was Jeff's comment in the middle of this where he was like, "This is Survivor. If you want a picnic, go to a park."
Yeah.
And that totally reminds me of this situation. Like, no, don't sit on your ass. Like, do something. Find something
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything. So
Yeah.
I do think
Also, as another side note, I was going to say, as another side note, while Steven, I feel, admitted he was discount Ryan Reynolds, I did have in my notes here that Nicole reminded me of discount Fink.
Aw,
That's such a nice compliment.
Just, yeah.
thanks,
And
guys.
that's
Nicole's
why I
not
was
as
so
cool as
pissed
you
off
think.
that she got voted off first. I was like, no!
Damn.
I genuinely did
I
like
w-
her. Like, I liked her personality.
Yeah, me too.
They were-
Actually, I really like Nicole. I was bummed about all this.
One of
Was
my
she the
favorite
only
things
New York
in
City
this
cast
show,
member?
So I think she's actually from Phillies because I
Yeah.
looked up the name of all the people so I could try to like have a better understanding of who they were, and it said she was from Philadelphia. So now I gotta go find her and be like, bitch, what did
up?
you do?
Yeah, seriously. I do like her one move when her and Jeremiah got done with their leg of the race, and Jeremiah's like, I got all this mud in my eyes. How do I get it out? And she just like spit the water away. I was like,
Yeah, I was cracking up.
yeah, that was a good move. Didn't even
So
ask permission.
Hina wins
I
2 in a
think he
row.
said like that's a first.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Hina wins again. Yellow Tribe, 2 wins in a row.
it was a tough beat for her.
Uli comes in second, and Kaylee goes to Tribal.
They had it at the very end. They just missed it. Like that, it just fell at the
So
very end.
close.
Uh-huh.
The Dollar General Fink, like she pulled
Dollar-
too hard.
So when we come back from the challenge, thankfully we get enough of the red and yellow tribes, and they just focus on Kaylee, so we can get a vibe of what's going to happen. And I think we all knew what was happening before Tribal because of the way they edited this, which made Tribal extra boring because you knew what was
Yeah.
happening. There was no
Yeah.
question.
Right.
Jake kind of decided it was going to be Nicole, and everyone else just was like, yeah, you're right, it's Nicole. So I imagine Jeremiah probably told everyone, like, she dropped the ball in a pretty big way in that jungle, and it cost us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say Jeremiah did some slick stuff, though. He worked his way into the alliance with
Mhm.
Sophie, Alex, and Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
I-
going way in there.
I have to say that, if given a choice, I would like the person that was responsible for the loss to, go home if it was the first vote out. After
Listen.
that, I'm willing for leniency.
Not me. I'm sending people home I can't trust.
Right.
Yeah,
everything.
Like this is the Trust No One podcast. You gotta
That and Annie was the one who went idol hunting right away. So like right off the bat, I'm thinking you can't trust her.
Right.
Yeah.
And Annie was just as unathletic, just as
Yeah.
like bad with stuff. So it really turned out to be Nicole didn't fight for herself. She didn't advocate for herself. enough.
Yeah. Well, she didn't
She
think she
put
had
so
to.
much-
She believed
Well,
them.
listen, I said to Maggie earlier that if she is an investigator and
She didn't investigate
is-
very good.
she's losing her job when she gets home because she is terrible at it.
She collected all the evidence, she listened to all the witnesses, but then she didn't fucking do anything with it.
Did nothing.
And was
Yeah.
still surprised at the result at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Use
that
your
was
shot
almost
in the
silent
dark.
goodbye. Yeah.
Like
I
you
could've
said,
Yeah,
if I
and
got
you
a bad
know that
feeling-
it's-
shot in the dark.
if I get a bad feeling, your bad feeling should have been when Jeremiah was like, well, the person that's going home doesn't know she's going home because we
Right.
made her feel comfortable.
Yeah. Plus, there was no
Yep.
benefit to her having a vote anyway. Even if all the votes were going to go on Annie, then her vote wouldn't have mattered in either situation. So just play your shot in the
Exactly.
dark.
Right.
Play that shot in the dark.
Yeah.
It's that if you know it's you,
Yeah.
you got to. What else are you gonna do? You
Right.
don't have an immunity idol.
Exactly. Yeah, she didn't do enough. She blew chunks, like
Yeah,
literally and figuratively.
That's how I knew she knew, right? Like, you can't be that
Yeah.
anxious to be vomiting without
then
knowing
not
that this
use
is probably coming your way. Yeah, I would have used that shot in the dark 100%.
If I'm
just
so
in case.
nervous that I'm throwing up, I got this thing in my pocket. I'm not going home with it in my pocket.
Right. I don't need a souvenir.
Yeah.
And granted, it's only 1 in 6, but
Either
if they
way,
were all
like, at
voting
least it's
for the
kept
other
me one more
person, it wouldn't have
day.
mattered anyway.
Exactly. If they had all voted out Annie, then they just flushed her shot in the dark, and now she just has to play harder. But she did nothing,
Yeah.
nothing to
And that's why she went
prevent
home,
this for herself.
right?
Yeah.
Literally. And she was surprised, like you said, Brad. She was like, when she's like, oh, "Wait, what? What do you
Yeah, I
mean?
know.
What?"
She only said "wow" after the votes were read. That's the only word she said. And then she walked over, and Jeff said the tribe has spoken. Put out, and she said something short, but then that was it. Didn't wave goodbye. Just kind of bounced.
Yeah.
They also didn't, give her any comfort on the way out the door either. It was kind of a cold goodbye. So
I think
I mean, to be
Alex
fair, they
tried
really
to
didn't know
say
each
I'm
other.
sorry. Like Alex even looked at her, was like, "I'm sorry," and then like put his hand back over his mouth, and she just kind of like snubbed him. I don't think she said a word to him. I think she just walked right past him. You did it to yourself, love.
Yeah.
yeah,
You did it.
it is.
You didn't
Unfortunately, it's
advocate.
the game.
You didn't try. Now, real quick, that sunken ship though, for
Yes.
tribal itself, like
That is
the
badass.
actual tribal council area, they did
Awesome.
a very nice job.
Yeah.
That is very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one of the only ones in recent memory where I can actually like distinguish it. Where I was like, "Oh yeah, this is sick."
Yeah.
Very good set piece.
Very good set piece. I wonder if that is it, like maybe a little bit of foreshadowing that there might be more water challenges this year, because the immunity idols are a mermaid and a merman, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know, like maybe
They do
they'll
theme
throw a
like
little bit
that
more in.
sometimes.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like something's got to go
Could be
down.
a theme going on. You're right.
And at the end of the episode here, we had rest in peace memorial for Vince Costello. It's one of the original not tech guys, production workers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was nice that they gave him a shout out at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So I really liked the first episode. It could have been better, of course. I think we'll all give it grades in a minute. In RIP, that production guy. But there's been, when I was researching, like looking up about, like not researching, I just like had to look it up the phone, and I saw another article that said that there's been like 67 survivor babies like born off of like cast and crew, like over the 49.
Yeah, Survivor's
By
the
one
real Love
woman?
Island.
Survivor is the real Love Island.
I will say real quick, right before we end talking about everything, that I think Jeremiah talking as much as he did at Tribal may have put some eyes on him of, he has a lot to say. What is he saying to others?
Definitely.
Could be
True.
something.
Talking too much can shine a light on yourself. You want to minimize that target, so say a little less. And I hate these type of tribals where we just ask a bunch of questions and no one gives a straight answer, and it's just a bunch of people rambling. And that's what I felt the whole tribal was. I'm like, none of this even makes sense.
As much as, and I'm not sure whose fault that is, because I feel like Jeff used to do such a bang up job of like literally pulling information out of people and like getting them to talk. And I feel like nowadays people are just going around the motions or like skirting around his questions, and he just lets it fly.
Completely lets it fly. I think he's gotten much worse at the job of hosting in the new era, because he used to be a lot harder on the castmates and ask them questions that would get them talking about the actual game and not about some fluffy version of the experience that everyone's painting this picture of.
Yeah.
Like, give us some real answers for once.
Yeah.
I don't know. I noticed that a lot last season. It was annoying me, and it seems to already be happening in this one, where it's just a bunch of fluff. And granted, I would do the same thing if I was in those players' shoes, though. You don't want to give too much information, but
No, but that's why I
Agreed.
said that's Jeff's fault, because Jeff used to be good at being that.
He asked it a pointed question. It wasn't
Yeah.
a give me a general answer. It was I need a specific out of you. Like,
yeah,
agreed.
good point. Well, bye-bye, Nicole. Au revoir.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you.
We hardly knew you.
We hardly knew you. This is why
And
rule number
next
one,
time we'll see if we can get Hina their third win, or if one of the other tribes can actually win something.
something.
As long as Jake's there, and whatever tribe Jake is on is winning the immunity challenge.
Yeah,
We'll
Like
see.
until
It
the
always-
merger.
It depends. I mean, Jake's got the brawn, and who is it? Jason has the brains with the puzzle. Is that right? I think. on Hina.
I think
But
you're
yeah,
right.
between those
Yeah,
two,
Jason killed it with the puzzle.
they can make a really strong team. I just don't want to see another season start where you just have that one tribe that loses like 7 times in a row.
Right.
Right.
That
Oh, that
doesn't
sucks. Those always
watch.
it sucks.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks for that team, and it sucks for me as the viewer. I feel like I just
Right.
Mhm.
you just feel
Cool. I
for
just
them.
get to watch these people suffer.
Yeah. And the other 2 tribes, they're all happy-go-lucky, and
Yeah.
like they get to be friends, and there's no clashing with them because they don't have to vote each other out ever.
Right.
Right.
And then it
It's
gets
so boring to
real
watch.
sticky and weird at merge because
They're
they're
so
either
pushy.
like, all right, well, yeah, we're gonna try to make a move, or we're gonna
I think
like,
if it
pick
goes
off these
down
other
to like we've
people.
lost 3 tribe members, it's time for a tribe swap. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's no
True.
need to go down to 2. That sucks. It's boring to watch. No one
Yeah.
wants to. Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
you know it's going to come into something different, like, because it has to at that point.
So let's do our episode ratings. Fink, you want to start us off?
I would give this, I don't know, I think I would give this like a 7 because I'm excited. Yeah, Tribal was boring, but I am excited for what is to come with these guys. So you know what? I'll even say a 7.5. I'm excited
I'll give it
to
a
see
se-
what's coming 5.
I'll give it a 7.5 just because I couldn't understand why it was 2 hours even though it was the season premiere.
What, like,
I'm going to be a
Tribal?
bit harsher than you guys on my end. I'm giving it a 6, and I feel like I'm being generous.
Wow. I feel like I was generous with my 7.5. Thank you, Brad. But I'm not lowering my score.
No, I'll agree with that. As far as first episodes go, it's definitely on the lower end of the spectrum. So I'm also at a 6. However, I have a good feeling about the cast as a whole. And
Yeah.
while season 49 might be a throwaway season, I do feel like we got a lot of strong players and a lot of strong characters in this game already. I already feel like I know a lot of people's names already, as opposed
Yeah.
to past seasons where it takes me like 3 episodes in to figure everybody out.
That is true.
And
What about you,
everybody's
Mitch?
willing to play the game.
Yes, the willingness to play the game is what I am definitely looking forward to.
I give it a 7 because I think the cast is going to be good as long as they don't throw away all the people that I like.
So our cumulative score, our average score is a 7 as a team here.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you guys. I think we've got a good cast here. We've got a bunch of people that are looking to play. I'm hoping to see a change from last season
Mhm.
here, where there was a lot of camaraderie last season. I'm looking for some dirt.
Yeah.
So
I have an
let's-
update. Mitch is
Nice.
still waiting to make a move.
Oh my god.
Shit. He's still waiting to make a move. Season 48, Mitch. We miss you,
It's
buddy.
been over 300.
We'll see you next time on the Trust No One podcast. Trust no one.
Trust no one.